Well, the play-in was fun, but the first round of the NBA playoffs start tonight. And in this video, we're going to cover two games. We'll take a look at the New York Knicks hosting the Atlanta Hawks, and we'll wrap it up with the Houston Rockets at the LA Lakers. Let's get right into it. Atlanta comes into New York with a 46-36 record. They're 22-19 on the road, and they finished in the 6th seed. They lost 3 of 4 down the stretch, including 2 losses to the Cleveland Cavaliers and a home loss to the New York Knicks. The Knicks did win the season series 2-1, and Atlanta won at New York by a score of 111-99. The under was 2-1 in the season series this season, but we could expect a pace war here in this series and in this game in New York. By the way, the game that Atlanta won at New York by a score of 111-99, Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart did not play in that game. So Atlanta comes in ranking 18th in opponent scoring, below average defense, allowing 116 points per game. They rank 5th in pace of play, averaging 105.3 possessions per game. And they rank 6th in the NBA in scoring, averaging 118.5 points per game. So they're a high-scoring team that likes to play fast, but I'm not sure the Knicks are going to allow that on their home court. The under is 7-2 in Atlanta's last 9 versus Atlantic Division opponents, and they're 1-5 straight up in their last 6 against the Knicks. The Knicks, 54-29, a solid 30-10 at home. They finished in the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, won 5 of 6 heading into the playoffs. The under was 7-3 in their last 10 games. They rank 5th in the NBA in opponent scoring, allowing just 110.1 points per game. And they play at one of the slowest paces of any team in the NBA. They rank 28th, averaging just 100.5 possessions per game. The under is 4-1 in the Knicks' last 5 overall. The under is 5-2 in the Knicks' last 7 versus Atlanta. And the Knicks are 7-1 straight up in their last 8 versus Atlanta. I think the home team dictates the pace here, and I like the Knicks to shut down the Atlanta Hawks. And it should be a low-scoring game, so we're going to go under 216.5 in the early game tonight. We'll talk about the Rockets and the Lakers, but before we do, allow me to tell you about a promotion or a couple promotions we have available at WagerTalk this summer. Let's start with the big one, the Summer Spectacular. You might have heard me talk about this in recent days, but let me refresh your memory. $594 in savings, $749 will get you every play in every sport from the handicapper of your choice through August 31st. And if you want to know what that includes, well, it includes a whole lot because it includes the majority of the Major League Baseball season. And I was a top 3 MLB handicapper in profit last year, top 3 MLB profit handicapper since 2024, 2023, 2022. The NBA playoffs, that's what we're here to talk about right now. I have an overall record at WagerTalk, the last 5 seasons of 202, 158 for a profit of 64 units, consistently winning in the NBA playoffs. But for those of you who follow me on Twitter, and you should all follow me on Twitter, at Jesse Schule, my pinned tweet outlines an article that talks about my history of winning big in the NBA playoffs, and it goes back over a decade. Check that out. You'll be glad that you did. So August 31st, that deal takes it all the way to August 31st. Those of you who don't know, let me tell you, I cover college football on this channel. I cover every single game in week 0 and week 1. I've done it 2 years in a row now. And you can go back and look at the archives. We really killed it in week 0 last year. We've nailed the Ireland game 2 years in a row. And of course, you would get week 0 college football as part of that deal. But don't snooze on the World Cup, because the last World Cup, I was the #1 profit handicapper at WagerTalk with a record of 15-6, 71%, and I'm the #2 profit handicapper all time in the sport of soccer. So that was no fluke. but I'm joined by the legend, Ben Burns, who needs no introduction, and he's the #1 all-time big play handicapper in the sport of soccer, still 100% perfect all-time with his 5% soccer plays, and I can guarantee you he will have 5% plays in the World Cup. You can get Ben and myself a 2-for-1 deal. $299 gets you all our soccer plays from today through the end of the World Cup. You want to grab that. But enough of the promoting myself. Let's get back into this video. Let's talk about tonight's game in LA. We got the Houston Rockets, a 5-point favorite at the Lakers. The total sits at 207. So the bookmakers are expecting this to be a low-scoring affair. Houston comes in with a record of 52-30, 22-19 on the road, and they finished in the 5 seed despite winning 9 of their last 10 overall. The over is 8-2 in those games, not characteristic of this Houston Rockets team. And they say that Kevin Durant is questionable to play tonight. I'm not sure I believe that. They say he dinged up his knee during practice. It sounds to me like he's most likely going to play. As a gambling man, I'm going to gamble and say Durant's going to play tonight. This team did beat the Lakers 2-1 in the season. The Lakers won the season series 2-1. The Rockets ranked 26th in the NBA in pace of play, averaging 100.9 possessions per game. They rank 4th in the NBA in opponent scoring, allowing 110.5 points per game. Houston is a massive favorite in this series, given the injuries for the Lakers. They're minus 625 on the money line to win the series, and they're pretty much a pick'em to win the series by minus 2.5 games. So the bookmakers are telling us the most probable outcome of this series is either a sweep or a gentleman's sweep for the Houston Rockets. The Lakers, 53-29 straight up, 28-13 at home. They're the 4 seed, but none of that matters if they don't have Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, and they don't have those guys. LeBron is going to have a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and the what do they call them? LeBron-asexuals. They're already talking about how he's going to win the GOAT debate here. I'm not buying that at all. However, his points total sits at 25.5. He averaged 28 points per game against the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors, and the Dallas Mavericks in 3 of his last 4 games of the regular season. Of course, significant because those were games without Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. He only played 17 minutes in the game against Utah, so I omitted that game. But we did see his last game against the Houston Rockets this season. He scored 30 points, and that was a game where Luka scored 40 points. So I think the Rockets are going to dominate this series. I think the Rockets are going to win tonight's game. But I think this is an opportunity for LeBron James and his fans and Clutch Sports and the LeBron-asexuals to celebrate LeBron with a 30-point night and putting the team on his back, maybe making it a close game. I like LeBron to go over his 25.5 points tonight. I think the first 2 games of this series, LeBron's going to score a ton of points, take a ton of shots, and do his best to be the hero. If the Lakers are down 0-2 heading back to Houston, don't be surprised if LeBron's hamstring tightens up, let me tell you. Anyways, the plays for this video are going to be LeBron James over 25.5 points tonight, and we're taking the under 216.5 in the Hawks at Knicks. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.